So we're gathered here in the sacred ground of sovereignty, in the cocoon of the five-fold layers of security, guidance, protection, extreme support, standing in a space of clarity, strength, focus, to call in the changes that are showing themselves as choice. Do we keep it? Do we not? So we invite all of those teams, some we know, some we may not know, all the connections that are there ready for this moment in time, for what will be called to laser focus. We ask that they be here, that all of our work and all those we work on and with be surrounded with a fivefold cocoon. We're grateful to be able to be part of this immense work. We are calling for the most effective, instant, deep, stable change in our declaration, in our stand. That we be shown what it is we might need to change within ourselves, claim within ourselves, as we continue to meet in this circle. We are here prepared with those who are here with us. The circle is set and closed for this intention. And so it is. So Deborah, let's get a sense of who might be calling to you to be put into a very laser-focused work of divine good, healing, and transforming as we work beyond that. And we'll say numbers as we put ourselves in the circle. So I'm here, Sharon Raji Maynard in Whidbey Island. 64 individuals, the world situation, especially as it relates to Ukraine and all like it. And I feel very deeply committed to, in this moment, call for absolute end of school shootings, rampant gun ownership, all that has led to the damage we are seeing. And that's where I am today. So Deborah.
I'm Deborah in North Carolina, and I'd like to bring in 12 situations. No, 5 situations, 12 people. Ukraine and the school shootings in the US, and also just all the gun violence, whether it's in a school or a grocery store or whatever. And all of these, I'd like to put all the souls who've been killed in those, their families, the people who were there and witnessed it and traumatized. And I'd like to put in also all of, especially these 18-year-olds who've had 6 years of Trumpish rhetoric since they were 12, and who can now buy guns at 18. And I'd like to put in all of our state and federal legislatures who can vote on changing gun control issues, and all the political money from gun companies. Thank you.
Great. And so now we're ready to work with our team independently. We'll just be travel for 5 minutes. I'll notice if you're back. If you're take a little longer, that's fine too. We're all of that we have put in the circle, absolutely turning it over to the teams with intense work to be done. From this point forward, we now are ready to travel with our own personal teams. I'll see you back in 5. Okay, we're back. You want to start, Deborah?
Sue came in for a minute. Is she still here?
Who?
Sue came in for a minute, right when we started.
Oh, she's not still here. I don't see her. I didn't see her because I wasn't watching the board.
Oh, I did because my screen flashed and made my eyes open because it lit up.
Maybe she left because we. And yeah, if she, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not even in.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, that was very different. I was focusing on all the mass shootings, and I started with the school and just trying to, and all the residual energy and all the stuff that's there, and just the whole thing. And then I thought, well, if it has all that left, then Columbine and Sandy Hook. So I went to those, and it every time, and it was like this ground penetrating radar going all the way through. And then there's all this like really fine black dust coming up, like lava dust or something, like something had exploded or dissolved, and it was fine dust. And I asked them to take it back to wherever it needed to go, because I wasn't sure if it needed to go back to parasitic planet or exactly what it was. So I just said, take it wherever it's supposed to go. And so just did a whole bunch of that all over the US and the guns and places. And it was, and I did it over Mar-a-Lago. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
And it kept coming and coming. So it was like this mine shaft. I almost went down to the center of the earth of this stuff, whatever it is. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I just asked him to, contain it so it couldn't blow anywhere and just take it and wherever it needed to go.
Good.
That was mine.
Uh, for me, what happened is I was, it was as if my feet were in the mud, right down in the core of the earth, but with mud, you know, connecting with Mother Gaia and mud, and talking about absolutely stopping. First, I said destroy guns, but it was like stop them, remove them, all guns, remove all thoughts that guns bring safety, guns are our right, any concept like that. Um, and then I felt like they were going to be scrambling brains, like you mentioned, how much brainwashing has been done in our young people.
Mm.
So, like scrambling the brains, like almost being having a brain trauma, so that the brains could be scrambled, so that then there could begin to be a neutralization in brains. So that started happening, and then again, I saw myself working with a Gaia down in the mud, and I said to her, "What is equivalent in your sphere to our children being gunned down?" And she said, "Trees, trees." And I said, "Okay, so we're holding the same. We're holding the same. Just stopping,
Mhm.
same thing." And so just holding that, and it was like the process to not only protect the trees, the children, but also to make sure that the air and the water, the brain, the mind
Mhm.
was clear, was equivalent to her too. And then at that point, they said, "Now call on fire to do to cleanse, to cleanse, to cleanse." And then it was not only to cleanse only, because to cleanse, but also turn it into a fire of alchemy to transform, so that whatever is burned in that fire, what needs to be gone will be gone, and what needs to be refined and strengthened and purified, brought into an alchemical state, will be done. And so I I asked what would, because I like to bring back a symbol so then I can hold that symbol periodically through the day. And they said use the fire as the alchemy, as an alchemical fire. Use it for cleansing, but then hold it because it's also an alchemical fire to change. And so
Yeah,
that's,
that's interesting because mine was like, it had been an explosion or fire or something. It was like just very fine ash or little particles that were left
uh,
that had gone through it. And when I went to the places, it was first to Uvalde, but then it was like I thought of the other schools, and then I'm like, so there's this energy. Which came first? Was the energy there that then attracted this,
you mean,
or was it a place that already had some kind of weird energy that attracted the things to happen there, like in the ground?
for me, it
Or,
was, for me, they had me go back, like when I do time travel and go back and prevent the insertion. So the
right,
insertion of their concepts, first of
right,
all, own you, and then the concepts that, gun is great, gun is cool, gun is safe, gun is your right,
yeah,
to prevent those insertions.
yeah,
And so that colored everything. And those were first, and then unscrambled brains,
yeah.
and then
No, brilliant, brilliant.
yeah, and then neutralize the network, and then the mud and Mother Earth or Gaia saying, okay, where's the commonality, and now work together in the commonality thing. So
I also need to work. I also just got. I need to do more work on video games
yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
and what that's bringing into their minds.
Right, right. Neutralizing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like I think about this, when my daughter first, when my oldest daughter had cancer, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, and so she was going to go on this real intense protocol, and what we did is made it, did the reality that whatever comes into her body is for the benefit of her body. Is very focused only what da 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 da. We did that as words, but then they had me create a galactic glyph, which is like a formula, which is like number formula, numerical codes. So what about if we started putting numerical codes within all video games that begin to broadcast within the game benefit and changing the whole mentality of how it hits as they're eliminated. I know Kelly's friend Jeremy, who's a Celtic mystic. He there are some video games he uses with his grandchildren to teach them Celtic truths. So there are some, I'm sure, that don't do the violence, and the violent ones, I'm sure, we want to just eliminate those. But
yeah,
that can bring benefit.
right.
New added codes too, as a possibility.
Yeah, and like, how do you? Because there are certain games that aren't video games, but it's like, how can you get your friends together to help stop and overcome climate change, or get them to work together
Mhm,
to not
mhm.
kill something off, but create something to make the world better.
Yeah, yeah. But even those good ones could be made even more powerful with
Right.
broad.
No, yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, totally, totally.
haven't thought
Yeah,
have that's just like adding another song to the orchestra pit.
yeah.
Okay, love.
Thank
Thank
you so much.
you, Bet. And until we meet again,
Yep. Bye bye.
have a great week.